Here's a fascinating gentleman. I admire this guy tremendously. And John Cassavetes is a very close friend of Peter Falk's, and he was asked to describe Peter Falk once, and he said he's archaic, he's deep, he's gentle, he's 2,000 years old, and he's somebody everybody falls in love with. Would you welcome the star of Columbo, Peter Falk? Peter said, Doc isn't applauding. How are you? What a reception.
Thank you all very much.
Yeah,
it was very nice.
That's nice, isn't it?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, Columbo has been a real thing, hasn't it, for you, really? I mean, you've made a lot of great movies and have had great success in motion pictures, but there's something about television that reaches so many people that all of a sudden, boom.
It really is phenomenal.
Yeah.
It's just, it's hard to imagine. I'd like to add to that, in this sense, John, that today is...
I always feel like you're going to turn and say, when you first discovered the body, oh, by the way, I'm leaving now anyway.
No, I tell you, I really have something to say.
Yeah.
There is something that I wanted to say, and that was that today is Friday, and that tomorrow is Saturday, and that on Sunday, Donald Pleasance is going to be on. You people don't know Donald Pleasance, but in England, everybody knows Donald Pleasance.
He's one of the great actors in the world.
I was going to ask you to say that.
He is.
He's one of the great actors in the world. And if I can just say this just for 1 minute, you know, Columbo always nails the guy, but Pleasance was sensational, and I'll tell you why he was sensational, because he made it hard. He didn't make it hard to figure out, because Columbo can always figure. He made it hard emotionally. In other words, I liked the guy. He made me laugh. He was a genuine eccentric. He was a man that loved wine, loved great wine. And that is, he hated things that were cheap. He hated things that were commercial. He hated things that were imitative. And he had a quality about him that I admired. And he touched me at the end of that program. And that's the reason I'm here, is I want you people to see it. And I want to thank him. And I want to thank the guy who wrote him, Stanley Ralph Ross.
Well, sounds like a good episode.
Nice talking.
Thank you, Peter. It's nice seeing you here. My next guest, no, I catch the show as often as I can. I mean that. You know, you have favorites. I walked over to Bill Conrad the other night, you know, who does Cannon, who I like very much, because I think the success, and I was talking to Freddie before the show, the success of like yours and Bill Conrad's is the fact that the people identify with you and they like you as people. Truly. And when you got somebody that you really dig, you're halfway home. And that's why I think the show has been successful. When are you going to get a new raincoat?
You know, they ask me that question all the time, and I'd go out of business. So I can't afford to get a new raincoat.
Well, later on, I have a few that I asked the wardrobe to pick up. Because, you know, you're in the, what, third season now?
It's our third.
Third season, and that coat's getting a little gamey. And that's your own coat, too, because you wore it on the show one night.
Yeah, it's my own coat. That's right. It doesn't move too far at night. I mean, usually if I...
Oh, that's got to turn on you pretty soon.
It's never left the dressing room.
Did you change, I read somewhere in the trades that as you develop the character and work it out, you change it along the way so you don't fall into certain habits? Because, you know, he is or been described as a bumbler, right? And obviously he's not a bumbler.
Right.
Per se.
That's right.
So I wondered if you find different ways to delineate that character.
You know, the thing about that is that a lot of people do describe him as a bumbler, and a lot of people, I read a lot of accounts that he plays it being dumb, and that's the thing that I try to avoid. I don't think he is dumb, and I don't think he plays it being dumb. There's a difference between being dumb, playing being dumb, and being distracted. And there's a difference between being foolish and being perplexed. There's a difference between being stupid and being preoccupied. And I think that if you play it being a chump or an oaf, you know, there's no dignity there. And I don't think that people would like a character that doesn't have dignity. So I try to keep that out. It's like, you know, Columbo's always with a lot of important people. Now, it's one thing to be meek, it's another thing to be polite.
Just 1 second, we got something going on backstage. I think they're setting up another show. We may be in trouble and don't know it. See, this is the way what happens. When they cancel your show, Pete, you hear them setting up behind you. And all of a sudden, this just goes out the door, and some other guy walks in and says, here's the Tonight Show, and it's all over for you.
I don't want to be part of this.
We got it cool now?
I'm riding a pretty good wave now. So,
Well, are you ever?
So I
You really are. No, I know
At
what
any
you mean
rate,
about
you know
the
what I was
character.
talking about before.
Absolutely.
I like the character to have dignity, and that's the thing. I don't think I add to him, but I do try and keep that part of him. With the help of the writers.
I think you played great. We asked him to give us a clip of the show. Is this of the Sunday show coming up?
Yeah.
We thought you might like to see a 3-minute clip of the show. It might pique their interest a little bit, so to speak. It's like a little teaser.
That'd be lovely. This is Donald Pleasance.
And he is a fine actor. Watch the monitors here in the studio. And Bob, you want to run it? And here's a short excerpt from Columbo coming up Sunday.
And how long were you in New York?
7 glorious days.
Prohibition.
Bootlegger.
Oh, he was a tail gunner on a beer truck.
It's nice to see two really professional actors who know what they're doing a scene like that. It's great to play off with somebody because everybody comes up. Don't find that when you play off with people who are also very good, that it brings both parties
Yeah, you got
up
to
a
be on
notch
your
or two.
toes with a fellow like Donald, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
He's very good. He's really very, very good. Of course, he pops back in the door again a couple of times after that because he didn't let the top of that car go, you know. Because when he comes back in, you know, he says, you know, geez, you really think the wind blew that hard? I mean, I could see the top going this far and maybe halfway, maybe even 3/4, but it could go all the way down. So the guy says, well, you saw the car, didn't you? I said, yeah. Geez, I wrote that down. Wait a minute. He takes out the notebook and he says, top down. It don't say how far.
Let me take a break here. We'll take a short time out here, and then we'll come right back. Stay with us. A lot of people have been on here, Pete, have had their shows and your shows, and I understand in Japan and a lot of the foreign countries, and it's the biggest hit there as it is in this country. That seems to follow shows that are big here and then go over there, and of course they dub them in, as you probably know. Japanese actors dub in the dialogue and so forth. You ever seen it in Japanese or anything?
No, I've never seen it in another tongue, Johnny. It's all over. I can't. They showed me a list today. I've forgotten everything.
Somebody said in Sweden, Japan, France, England, practically all over
It's
Europe.
all over. I like to say, you know, one of the things I think that the reason that this show is popular is, you know, the obvious reason, the murder mystery detective show, that's always standard fare, and I think and the show is well written and well produced. But there's something about that character that people like, and the thing that I like to harp on, and I get boring on the subject, is that is his lack of pretension.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's something that we're all victims of that, and we all suffer from it. We can't help ourselves. You know, this emphasis on status.
Right.
We're worried about our position. We're worried that no one likes to be ignored, to be left out, so we do funny things. You know, we get a license plate with a low number on it, makes us feel better, or wear Gucci shoes, we worry about our address or our house or our car. And Columbo, God bless him, he's worried about his problem, and he's happy doing that, you know. He's happy with his job, and he's happy with himself, you know, he's secure.
How close is this to you in personal life? What's your license number? You have one of those personalized?
I don't know what my license number is. No, I don't have that.
And then you got wore surplus shoes on, so actually it's... where are the raincoats? I want to... We have a couple little things, Peter. You don't have to take this, you know, to use them.
No, okay.
But we thought on special cases, you know, because as I said, that one's getting pretty ratty. Want to slip into this and just see how this looks? This may change the whole character of the interpretation of the role. You see, now that's...
It's him.
It's too rich, isn't it?
It's him.
Well, I don't know if this quite fits
No, you see, it's too
in
nice.
terms of the personality.
Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry about that.
Thank you very much.
Hey, how about a nice brush suede?
Boy, this is soft. Wow. Oh.
Oh, yeah.
What would Columbo say? How much that paper? No,
I'm afraid not.
Well, we got one more.
Afraid not. Oh, this looks good.
This, I think, may be the
This is
answer
it.
right here.
Liberace's town coat.
Aha! Here it is.
Oh, this is the answer. This is the answer.
That's it.
Now you're talking.
We're off the air. In 2 weeks, we're off the air. Look, you don't mind if I take this off?
No, you can take that off. Well, we give it a try. Pete, I know you've got to go and shoot or do something, work on the show. I thank you for coming, really.
Thank you very, very much, Johnny. And I appreciate being
Hope
here.
the show goes on forever.
Thank
Really.
you. Thank
Thanks,
you.
Pete.
Bye, Peter.
Bye-bye.
See you, Carl. Okay, we'll be back with Robert Klein, and we have Victoria Principal and Jerry Granger with us. Here is Ed and has a word about alcohol. Then we shall continue.